The storylines for this year's NBA Finals are absolutely insane, and there's so many of them that I probably won't be able to cover them all. So you're gonna have to help me out in the comments section down below. Let me know what I'm missing. There's gonna be a lot of pettiness, a lot of chips on the shoulder, a lot of revenge seeking. This is gonna be very interesting. So first, we have LeBron James. He's gonna be in his 10th NBA Finals, first time in the Western Conference. Everybody's been saying he can only do it in the East, but this season he dominated the West to get here. Andre Iguodala, he's gonna make his 6th straight NBA Finals appearance, and he's gone up against LeBron 5 times in the finals now. Iggy was the Finals MVP the first time he matched up with LeBron in the finals for his tremendous defense. They were able to let him go 1v1 and live with the results. LeBron still put up crazy numbers, but not having to double team every time he has the ball in his hands, that was huge, and that really helped the Warriors win that first title. You know that LeBron is looking to get some revenge against Andre Iguodala. Dion Waiters is guaranteed a ring no matter what happens. He started off the season for the Miami Heat, and now he's a part of the Los Angeles Lakers. If you're on a team when they win a championship, it doesn't matter how many games you played. It doesn't matter if you get traded, you get dropped. You're entitled to that ring, so he's an automatic NBA champion. Talk about a win-win situation. That's some cheese. Now let's go back to LeBron for a little bit. There's some bad blood there between Pat Riley and Erik Spoelstra. There were rumors that when LeBron went to the Heat, he wanted to get Erik Spoelstra fired. He wanted Pat Riley to coach the team. Riley declined, kept Spoelstra. They went on to win, but then of course the way that he departed, Pat Riley in press conferences talking all that trash about LeBron James, you know LeBron wants to take it to Pat, and you know that Pat wants to do the same thing to LeBron. And speaking of Pat Riley, he has made the NBA Finals in 6 straight decades. His basketball career has been unbelievable. He's been all over the place. He's done it as an NBA player, he's done it as a coach, and now he's doing it as an executive. So this is insane. From 1970 all the way up to 2020, he's won a championship in every decade except for the 90s when he was with the New York Knicks. And speaking of the Knicks, he actually left the Knicks to go work for the Heat with a fax. He sent a fax to quit and go do that. So it's not just LeBron going up against his former team, it's also Pat Riley going up against the Lakers. He used to play for them and even coach for them. Then we're gonna have a little bit of spark between Kyle Kuzma and Tyler Herro. That's because of the IG fitness model, Katia Elise Henry. Kuzma was with her first, but he didn't really want to claim her, and now the rookie from the Heat, Tyler Herro, he's with her. So that's gonna be a little bit awkward. Let's see what they do when they're going up against each other. LeBron is also seeking revenge because the Heat have Kelly Olynyk, and if you remember, a few years ago, Olynyk injured Kevin Love. He was pulling on his shoulder and then he had to miss the playoffs. So LeBron was without Kevin Love that year. A lot of people believe that was a dirty play for Olynyk. He was playing for the Celtics at that time. So you know LeBron is upset about that championship run because he was without one of his best players. And whenever he's played against Kelly Olynyk on the Heat and on other teams, he always goes at him in the pick and roll. He always runs that whoever offense. So you know that's going to be on his mind in this series. So what about Bam and Anthony Davis? They both played for Kentucky and they're going to be going at it in this series. For the Heat, you've got Jimmy Butler and Jay Crowder. They played for Marquette and their teammates. J.R. Smith, the Henny God, he's got beef with Jay Crowder. If you remember, a few years ago, he got a flagrant 2 foul on Crowder, and that caused him to sprain his left ACL. Crowder and Smith, they were teammates briefly, though, because they both got traded to the Cavs as a part of a package deal, so maybe they did sort this out, but you never know. Maybe it's gonna fuel some fire again, now that they're not teammates. It's also interesting that this year's Lakers team, there's a bunch of players that LeBron had to go through in all of his battles, and now they're playing with him to help him win. From Rajon Rondo on the Celtics to Danny Green, all the battles he had with the Spurs, Dwight Howard for the Orlando Magic, all of those battles in the Eastern Conference. All of these guys are on his team now. That's very interesting. We can't forget that Rondo had a little beef with Jimmy Butler when they all played for the Chicago Bulls. He was criticizing their leadership when they were all together on a team. And that was a tough time for Rondo because he was bouncing around from team to team. He couldn't quite find where he was going to fit after his Celtics years. Obviously, you see him today, but there might still be something there between these two as they take the court. They're both competitive. You know, they both want to win. Both the Lakers and the Heat, they finished 10th in their conferences last season. They both did not make the playoffs, and now they're both in the NBA Finals. And what's impressive about the Miami Heat, when LeBron James left, normally when LeBron leaves a team, that team is going to be in shambles. But the Heat, they never tanked. They never had a draft pick higher than 10, and now they're back in the NBA Finals. They did it the right way. They were always going for it, and they always say you never want to be in that situation. You never want to be in the middle where you're not good enough, but you're not bad enough to be in the lottery. But the Heat did it, and it paid off. And now they're setting themselves up for a bright future because they're here in the NBA Finals, and they're going to have cap space. Free agents always say that they want to win, and they're going to have the cap space to give you the money that you need. Plus, they're showing that they can win with how they made it to the finals this season. If LeBron wins it all this year, he's going to win a championship on 3 different teams, and that'll be the same thing for Danny Green, his teammate, because he was on the Spurs, Raptors, now Lakers. And for LeBron, it would be Heat, Cavs, and Lakers. Last but not least, of course, the Lakers, they want to get this championship for Kobe. With all these storylines, all of these connections, everything going on, this is going to be crazy. If you're LeBron, you don't want to lose this to your former team. It doesn't matter what team it is, you don't want to lose it, you want to win it. But to lose it to the Heat would be absolutely devastating. Let me know in the comment section what other storylines and connections I missed as we get ready to enjoy Game 1. I'm entering this game. If they give me an option, you know the rules.
I said I'm going in. Hey, y'all, huddle up. Y'all playing. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. This ain't over yet. This ain't over yet. This ain't over yet. This ain't over yet.
Settle down. Settle down.